If you've been playing life for between 1 and 30 years, you may have already encountered the ocean biome. The ocean covers just over 70% of the Earth's surface, yet little is known about the inhabitants within this vast environment. Every time remotely operated vehicles are deployed to explore these habitats, new species are discovered, along with some incredible footage. Today we'll be looking at some of these incredible ROV findings. Polychaete worms are widely found across almost all marine habitats. Unlike your shitty average garden worm, polychaete worms are much cooler. They are made up of individual repeating segments. Typically, each of these segments contain a pair of appendages called parapodia, and on the end of these parapodia are chaetae, hair-like bristles for which polychaetes get their name. This particular polychaete is a squid worm. It has adapted its parapodia into paddle shapes, living a pelagic life in the water column. This is fancy speak for, this worm can swim. And boy can he swim. Look at this little guy go. Other polychaetes live within tubes, sometimes within large communities like these here. They often have adapted heads, which look like feather dusters or toilet brushes. They use this to capture food in the water. It's like permanently ordering from Uber Eats, getting all your food sent straight to your home, except you have to grab your food from a moving car and your driver refuses to stop for some weird reason. This is a polynoid polychaete. Polynoids are usually covered in scales, although this species' scales are absent. Instead, it has adapted maximum girth. This polychaete is an absolute unit. Scientists estimate that it's thick with at least 3 Cs.
Damn, boy! Damn, boy, he's thick!
This alien-looking creature is a ctenophore, commonly known as a comb jelly. Coincidentally, ctenophore is my favourite time of day. Comb jellies are separate and distinct from jellyfish, being placed within their own phylum. They typically have 8 rows of cilia, known as teens. These cilia are paddle-like hairs and are used for movement. The movement of the cilia refract light, making them appear as tiny jelly Christmas trees. They are the largest singular solitary organisms which rely on cilia for movement. Ctenophores are divided into 2 distinct classes. Those with tentacles, like this one here, fall into class Tentaculata, and those without tentacles fall into class Nuda. Some ctenophores also exhibit bioluminescence, which, in conjunction with the refracted light from the cilia, make them light up more than 2 rival dads' homes at Christmas time. Sharks are incredibly popular, well regarded, and feared. Pop culture and movies such as Jaws have propelled the idea of shark attacks into every home. There are wide varieties of sharks, although they all fall under the class Chondrichthyes. Chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes, which means they have a skeleton comprised of mostly cartilage and not bone. But they aren't all scary. Look at this cute smile. Sharks have incredible sensory organs. They have nares, which are the human equivalent to nostrils, although they don't connect to a respiratory system. Nares have an entry and exit for water to pass into, which are packed with sensory cells. This intricate olfactory system provides sharks with an incredible ability to detect prey or carcasses for scavenging hundreds of meters away. Along with nares, members of Chondrichthyes also have electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini. They are small pores around the snout, allowing detection of electric or magnetic fields. This allows many species to detect and capture prey living within the substrate or benthic environment. Along with all other fishes, they also have lateral lines, a modified line of scales running along the body which detect pressure changes and movement in the water. See, now everyone can appreciate sharks. Even this friendly grouper is giving the shark a ride. Chimeras are close relatives of sharks. and are mostly discovered in the depths of the ocean. They are quite primitive and lack a stomach, with food passing directly into the intestine. They share the same cartilaginous skeleton, as well as the same sensory organs as sharks. This charming dangerous sausage is a sea cucumber. Sea cucumbers fall under phylum Echinodermata. This means they are related to sea stars, urchins, brittle stars, and your feather stars and sea lilies. Echinoderm translates to spiny skin. They typically have 5 rows of tubular feet, called podia. The mouth is surrounded by tentacles called buccal podia. They are modified feet which assist in feeding. For gas exchange, sea cucumbers have a network of respiratory trees throughout the body cavity. This connects to the cloaca, in which water passes into and through. This means they breathe from their bum. For defense, sea cucumbers can expel internal organs through a process known as evisceration. They have incredible regenerative properties and are able to grow back missing organs that were expelled in a few weeks.
Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Crabs are arthropods, which means jointed leg. They are basically walking tanks with a Swiss Army knife for a mouth. They are so cool, in fact, that nature has evolved numerous times into a similar body plan through a process termed carcinization. They have 5 pairs of legs and 3 pairs of feeding appendages. They are typically scavengers or predators, although some species are filter feeders and deposit feeders. They also make great friends for brittle stars. Here is some interesting behaviour caught on camera.
Ouch, it hurts me.
It's uncertain if this behaviour is related to predation or reproduction. Although, if it's the latter, the larger individual has been reading too much 50 Shades of Crab.
Now that's pretty kinky.
Being an arthropod, crabs undergo ecdysis, in which they molt. This process is governed by the hormone ecdysone, and is also shared with nematodes, a group of worms. This is a Bathysaurus, which are commonly called deep-sea lizardfish. Due to the deep habitat they exist in, food is often scarce. They are voracious, indiscriminate predators, lying on the ocean floor waiting in ambush. They are hermaphroditic, although little is known about their reproductive cycle. The mouth is filled with needle-like teeth, which aid in capturing prey. The lateral line is clearly visible here, which would aid tremendously in the crushingly cold and dark environment it inhabits. Light does not penetrate to this depth, with Bathysaurus having to rely on changes in pressure for locating prey. This is a deep-sea goosefish. Shockingly, it's actually not a goose. Wait, why do I hear boss music? Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like this sort of content, please give this video a like and consider subscribing, yada yada yada, you know the drill. I would love to make more Mimi educational content, but if you have any suggestions at all for improving any of this content, please let me know in the comments down below. I hope you've learned something today, at least, and much love, and until our next dive.